a day on that motherfucker, boy. That's a day on there. You did that mud like that?
There's a day on there?
I said the day?
You ain't connected to the whatchamake, right?
No.
I got off that one too.
No. No.
But it must flew by, bro.
What?
August.
Well. Shalom, Mark. Shalom. Shalom. They had Officer Barakaya in the chat, then they had 0 views when he was in the chat. Ain't that some shit? Shalom, Hawk. I hope y'all having a good week, man. Shalom. Look how many people in the chat. Look here. It's showing 1, but look how many people in the chat. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, Esau hell, man.
All right.
How y'all brothers and sisters doing today, man? Brothers and sisters doing today, man? Hope y'all having a good week, man. Hope y'all having a good week. Man, you know what? I hope they're having a good year. Man, I hope you brothers and sisters having a good year, man. That's what I hope y'all have even a better year next year, man. You know? Dexter.
That's some fun today, bro.
Right?
So more about trying to give the name of how you say Yahweh. He said it's just like breathing.
Bro, she gotta tell you, look at this. You got me good, man. Shalom, you brothers and sisters in the chat, man. Tonight's class, we're gonna go over the children of the wilderness, man. Hope y'all got y'all tuners in, man. It might go into a little bit, I don't know. Might go into something a little bit deeper. Shalom. Brothers and sisters that's in the chat. Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Shalom, man. I'm like Moses, man. The fist pump, man. Right? We're gonna touch on Moshe tonight too. Can't go into the children of the wilderness not touch on Moshe. But further ado, man, let's get into it, man. Let's go to the book of Exodus right quick, man. Chapter 16. Book of Exodus, chapter 16. We'll start at verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 1.
Right, read.
And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of sin.
So the Lord called this wilderness that we went into, the Lord called this the wilderness of sin. Right? Why would the Lord have to call this wilderness of sin?
What they was going to do when they got out there.
Huh?
I said, because of what they was going to do when they got out there.
Why did the Lord call the wilderness of sin? Any brother and sister, tell me why did the Lord call the wilderness of sin? See how much they tuners in. Why did the Lord call this a wilderness of sin?
No, we went over this.
Yeah, brothers and sisters should have had their tuners in on that, man. Because we went up, well, I'm talking about, bro, we went over this.
Yeah.
Why did the Lord call this the wilderness of sin? Can any brother and sister, tell me why the Lord called it the wilderness of sin? He said because they would banish you from camp when you get cut off the congregation for sinning. Close, but no cigar. This is why the Lord called this the wilderness of sin. It's a precept that brothers be pulling all the time, but we're going to pull it and show. Was they worshiping other gods because the word was given to Satan? All them good answers. Shalom, Israel. Watch this. Go to Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. This is it's simple. This is the reason why the Lord called this the wilderness of sin. Go to Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1.
Book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord,
right, read.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
So it said, when you come to serve the Lord said, prepare your soul for temptation. Think about this. When they was in the wilderness, they had just came up out of Egypt. Meaning what? They wanted to go back in the ways of Egypt. Right? Watch this. Read on. It said, when we come to serve the Lord, prepare our soul for temptation, right? Read.
Set thy heart aright.
It says, set our heart aright, read.
And constantly endure.
And that's what the Lord required us to do when we was in the wilderness, right? The Lord required us, hey, to prepare our soul for temptation. But a lot of us, guess what we did? We wanted the ways of Egypt. We didn't want the Lord's ways, man.
Sure.
Right? Read.
And make not haste in the time of trouble.
And he said, make not haste in the time of trouble. Because they went through several things that was in the wilderness, right? Mm-hmm. Just think about how the Lord put the plagues out there in the wilderness. He had to bring the serpents. Man, it was a lot of stuff happening, man, right?
The brother said he can't find Sirach. It's Ecclesiasticus.
It's Ecclesiasticus, man, in the Apocrypha. All right, that's the book, brother. Ecclesiasticus.
I was like that too. I was looking for Sirach when I first got it too.
Right. Verse 3,
Verse 3. Cleave unto him, and depart not away.
Read.
That thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
And we know who was increased at the last end. Caleb and Joshua. Those two was the increase at the last end, man. Right? And he says, it goes into the same thing. Go to Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10 right quick. And this is the same thing that the Lord was doing for the children of Israel, man.
You said Revelation 3?
Yeah, 10.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
So guess what? This goes, he said, when the Lord said, when we kept the words of his patience, read.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So when the Lord said we in the hour of temptation, the Lord's gonna keep us, right? This goes into when we was in the wilderness, man.
Mm-hmm.
Read.
Which shall come upon all the world.
So which shall come? What came upon all the world? That sin came upon all the world, man. Mm-hmm. Right? Read. Come on.
No. To try them that dwell upon the earth.
So try the people that dwell upon the earth. These hour of temptation came because it was trying them that dwelled upon the earth, man. Meaning the children of Israel, man. Right? So this is the reason why the Lord called this the wilderness of sin. Why? Because it was a lot of that the Lord was trying us, man. Right? So go back to Exodus chapter 16, man.
The book
Man.
of Exodus, chapter.
Y'all don't worry. Hey, man, resist the devil and they'll flee, man. Cam said, almighty man, you goofy. Okay, Cam. If that's what you say.
We'll go back to verse 1.
Who cares because he called us goofy? You ain't got no precept to back up nothing you said. All right?
The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 1 from the top. And they took their journey from Elim.
And they took their journey from Elim, read.
And all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of sin.
The Lord called it the wilderness of sin because the Lord was trying us during the wilderness, read.
Which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
So after the second month after Passover, the Lord said we was going into the wilderness. Think about these things. This is the second month, 30 days after the Passover, meaning what? This was the new moon. Right? After the Passover, no, it wasn't technically the new moon. Because it was the Passover was 15 days in the month.
Yeah.
So, new moon had passed. It was in the middle of the month, Shalaki.
We just came out of Passover, right? In that verse. We had passed through the Red Sea. So.
Right? Huh?
I said we had just passed through the Red Sea. I think the chapter before that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, read on.
Verse 2. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured.
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against the Lord, man. Read.
Against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
Right, read on.
And the children of Israel said unto them,
What they say?
Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full.
So this is the reason why they murmured against the Lord. Because when they was Egypt, they sat around the flesh plots, meaning what? They gave them, just like America give our people the government assistance. That's the same thing they was doing in Egypt. Giving our people assistance. They eating food, they eating good. Right? So when a person eats good, guess what? They don't have no need for stuff. Right? That's why you can't feed nobody with the Bible that don't want it. That's why you can't feed them. Because they already full. Right? How could you feed a person that's already full? Shalom, brothers and sisters in the chat, man. So that was the children of Israel. They was around the flesh pot, just like I say, they give government assistance right now to the women. Guess what? Some men get government assistance. Guess what? Meaning like they done gave them food stamps. Hey, all kind of assistance.
PPP.
Housing, right? He said, read verse 3 again.
Verse 3 from the top. And the children of Israel said unto them, Would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt.
Right, read.
When we sat by the flesh pot, and when we did eat bread to the full.
So guess what? They didn't want to come out the ways of Egypt because Egypt was treating them good. There's a lot of people here in this captivity. Guess what? They don't want to come out of America because America treats them good. Guess what? They get off every holiday.
Everyone.
They get off every holiday. They get a big, fat, nice ass Christmas bonus. Why I want to leave that? Why? Why should I leave that big ass Christmas bonus?
Big house, big bank account.
I'm talking about everything big. They do it, man. America do it big for us. To keep us right here, to keep us asleep. Right? Read on.
For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
So now, guess what? The children of Israel, guess what we doing? The Lord said, they telling, this is us talking to the Lord. Telling the Lord, he brought us out of this thing for you to kill us with hunger. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Read on.
Verse 4. Then said the Lord unto Moses,
What he say?
Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day.
So guess what? The Lord said, you know what? Y'all want something to eat? I'll bring you something to eat then.
God.
Right? So that's what the Lord did. He said, I bring a rain.
That I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no.
You see how they go? Whether they going to walk into God's law or no. The Lord still, 40 years, rained bread and water. Guess what? Bread and manna in the wilderness for us. And now people complained and complained. Right? Right? Our people complained and complained about that thing, man. Watch this. Go to 2nd Ezra right quick. Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 7. And 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Start at verse 34.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 34. But judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong.
So get what? Judgment only, the judgment on the earth is gonna remain, right? It said the truth is gonna stand and the faith gonna wax strong. This is for the people, guess what? That's serving the Lord, right?
God.
Read.
Verse 35. And the work shall follow.
And the what shall follow?
And the work shall follow.
This is in order. You see how that order goes? The judgment goes first, right? The truth goes second, right? Faith goes third. That all those things builds your works, right? These are things help build your works in the truth, right? But read it.
And the reward shall be shewed, and the good deeds shall be of force.
So he said the reward shall show. So when you see brothers, just like you see brothers climbing through the ranks into the truth, and you see, because you see the brother deeds, you see the work that people putting in, right? You see a mighty brother or a mighty sister. Well, guess what, man? We can't deny who that person is. Why? Because you see the works. The works is there, right? Read it.
And the wicked deeds shall bear no rule.
But guess what? And you can see the brothers that's by the wayside because it said the wicked deeds bear no rule, right? Read it.
Then said I, Abraham prayed first for the Sodomites.
So guess what? Think about Abraham. He literally prayed for the Sodomites. He asked the Lord, guess what? If you had 50, would you save them? The Lord said yes. All the way down to what?
10?
I think it was 5 or 1. He prayed. He said, if it's just one of them, I'll save them. Right? So he ended up saving who? Lot and his family. It was 5. Big Con, Captain Yara. So he ended up saving Lot and his family. 5, then 1. That's right. So Abraham first prayed for Sodom, right? All 5 cities of Sodom. Right? Read.
And Moses for the fathers that sinned in the wilderness.
Now, Moses, just like Abraham prayed for the people, Moses is now praying for the people, for the children of Israel. But guess what the children of Israel were doing? They still were going the hell off, man. Right? You got to think, man, how all our forefathers go through secular history, man. Leaving gems and nuggets, so when we come by and we look at the Bible, we can really go by and check it out. Like, damn, they'll say, hey, had some good stuff, right? They really had some good stuff that we can kind of go back and reference, man, right? Let's go back to Exodus chapter 16 right quick. Exodus chapter 16.
Book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 5. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
So guess what? On the 6th day, The Lord said, gather in twice as much. Why? Why? Why?
For the Sabbath.
Because of the Sabbath day. That's why. The Lord said, gather twice as much, man. Because the Sabbath day was coming in. Jump down to verse, no. Read on, because I want all the extras. Read on.
Verse 6. And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel at even, then ye shall know that the Lord hath brought you out from the land of Egypt.
Yep.
And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord.
So the Lord, he said, the Lord, when we murmur against the Lord said he hear the murmurs against him, man. So don't think you're going to gripe and complain against the Most High God like he ain't heard you. Right? Read.
And what are we? That ye murmur against us.
Right?
And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For that the Lord heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord.
So get what? Just like Moses, just like all the rest, just like Christ said, you're not talking about me. You talking about the Lord.
Good.
Right?
Good.
Say your memory ain't against me. It's against the Lord, man. It's the same thing. It's the same thing Christ was saying, man. Right? Same thing Christ was saying, man. Let's see.
Oh, when we do something against our brother and sister, we doing it against Christ?
No, go to Luke 10 and 16. I think I wrote the Matthew's 10 better though.
You said not Luke?
Hold on. Let me go. You go, yeah, go to Luke 10, 16 right quick. Read that.
So you do want to Luke?
Yeah, Luke 10, 16.
All right. The book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me.
Right.
And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me.
Right. So get what? Just like the people gripe and complain. They said, look, Christ saying the same thing. Yeah. You ain't mad at me. You just mad at the one that sent me. Right? Like Christ telling you plain, hey, the Lord, this is what you mad at. You mad at the Most High. You ain't mad at me. Right? And that's what a lot of people get things twisted in this truth. People not mad at us. People mad at the Most High.
God.
We just a vessel that the Most High God used to bring out the word, man. Right? And people, and guess what? And people don't like that, man. People just don't like that. But let's read on, huh?
You want me to go back to Exodus?
Exodus chapter 16, verse 8. Verse 9.
Right, that precept.
Right? Exodus chapter 16, verse 9. Right? And you know what? The children of Israel, that's what we continue. That's what we continue to do. Right? Right? Exodus chapter 16 and verse 9. And Moses spake unto Aaron and say unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he had heard your murmuring. Right? This is Moses said, okay, you talking about the Lord. Mm-hmm. Come on, show your face. Come on out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Verse 10.
Verse 10. And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked towards the wilderness. And behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud.
So now here come a cloud. Right? the glory of the Lord appeared in a cloud. Because guess what? They was talking. Here he come.
Good.
Verse 11.
Verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel.
Right.
Speak unto them, saying, At even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread.
Right, the same thing Moses said. The Lord, guess what? That was the witness that the Lord said he was going to do it. Read.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning the dew lay round about the host.
Right, read.
And when the dew that lay, was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoar frost on the ground.
Right, read.
And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, It is manna.
So guess what? When they seen these things, they said, dang, what is that? That's the manna that the Lord rained down from heaven, man.
God.
Right, read.
For they wist not that, for they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, This is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat.
So guess what? Moses said, this is the bread that the Lord gave you to eat, man. Right? Even after we griped and complained. Right? Let's go to Joshua chapter 5 right quick. Even after we complained. Right? The Lord said, you know what? They complaining. Give them something. Make them stop complaining. Joshua chapter 5, start at verse 4.
The book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 4.
Right, read it.
It says, And this is the cause why Joshua did circumcise all the people that came out of Egypt, that were males.
That were male, read.
Even all the men of war died in the wilderness by the way, after they came out of Egypt.
So the Lord had to kill off a lot of people in Egypt. Being in the wilderness. The Lord had to kill off a lot of people in the wilderness. Why? Because the people refused to keep the commandments. Just think about it. I'm going to give y'all an inkling of something right now that brothers and sisters need to meditate on. When the Lord kills off all our valiant men of war, what you think he's doing? Yes. I'm going to explain to you. I can explain to you. When the Lord cut off our valiant men of war, guess what? He's cutting off our line of defense. Right? This is why Jeremiah said we was going to discontinue from our heritage that we gave him, because we always had a military. So us being in the truth right now, where is our military at? We have no military might. We have no economic might, man. As a nation of people, we don't have that. Right? So the Lord cut off our armies. Right? The Lord cut off all the prophets. Right? The Lord cut off the kings. The Lord cut off all the princes. He took away the temple. The Lord took away everything from us. Because we refused to listen to him, man. Right? But guess what? So when when Joshua came out the wilderness, and he was bringing the children of Israel out of the wilderness, going towards the land of Canaan, the Lord told him to circumcise the men, man. Circumcise the people, the children that was left. Right?
All the males.
But read on, watch this.
Verse 5. Now all the people that came out were circumcised, but all the people that were born in the wilderness by the way as they came forth out of Egypt, then they had not circumcised.
All right.
For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people that were men of war which came out of Egypt were consumed.
Right, read.
Because they obeyed not the voice of the Lord.
Because they obeyed not the voice of the Lord, read.
Unto whom the Lord sware that he would not slew them in the land which the Lord sware unto their fathers that they would give, that he would give us, a land that floweth with milk and honey. So
the land that flowed with milk and honey, the Lord said he wasn't going to destroy us in that land until we went to hell off. He said he wasn't going to destroy us in that land, but what did? We went to hell off. Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 9.
2nd Ezra chapter 9.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there.
2nd Ezra chapter 9. Start at verse. Start at verse 20.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it.
So the Lord said, I consider the world. This world going into the world of the children of Israel. All right, he said, I consider the world, right?
Yeah.
And he said that he said, behold, there were pearl because of the devices. Meaning what? There were stumbling blocks because of the devices that was in our nation.
Yeah.
Right? Read.
And I saw and spared it greatly.
So the Lord said, I saw it and I spared it greatly. Right? Meaning what? Moses was praying for us. Just like Abraham prayed for us. Right?
Yeah.
Read.
And have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people. So the Lord said, I kept a grape of a cluster and a plant of the great people. Meaning the Lord has always, how he killed out a lot of them people in the wilderness, the Lord, he kept a lot of us. Why? He kept some of us. He kept a remnant of us. Isaiah 11 and 11.
Right? He kept a remnant of us. Read on.
Verse 22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
So guess what? The people that were born in vain, the Lord said, let the multitude perish, man. Read.
And let my grape be kept.
But the Lord said, out of all the multitudes, let my grapes be kept. Meaning, if you see the similitude that he said in verse 21, right? He said, I saw and I spared it greatly. He said, keep me a grape of the cluster, right? And a plant of a great people, right? Read verse 22 again.
Verse 22 from the top. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
Right, read.
And let my grape be kept, and my plant. For with great labor have I made it perfect. So get what the Lord said, with great labor have he made these people perfect.
What you think Joshua and Caleb was doing in the wilderness? They was doing everything to be ye perfect in the Lord's eyes, man.
Yeah.
Right? They literally was doing everything perfect in the Lord's eyes for the Lord to grant them to go to the land of milk and honey, man. Right? Let's go back to Joshua chapter 5, man. Read verse 7.
The book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 7.
So on verse 6, you should put 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 22 on it, man. Right? So, brothers and sisters, this is how you precept your Bible, man. Right? On 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 22, man. Right?
I got Exodus 23 and 2.
Let's go. You're going to keep up with me. I know you saying it, but you writing a lot of stuff that you can't keep up with.
The book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 7.
Right, read it.
And their children whom he raised up in their stead, then Joshua circumcised.
The people that the Lord raised up in their stead, these are the grapes. Right? These are the grapes that the Lord said he raised up in their stead, man. Right, read on.
Because they had not circumcised them by the way.
Right, read on.
And when it came to pass, when they had done circumcising all the people,
right,
that they abode in the places in the camp until they were whole.
Until they were whole, right? Meaning that they had a circumcised and they had to heal, right? Read.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, this day I have rolled, have I rolled away the reproach of Egypt from off of you.
Right, so he said this day he'll tuck away the reproach of Egypt off of them, man. Read.
Wherefore the name of this place is called Gilgal,
right?
until this day.
So even until this day, this name of the place is called Gilgal. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 1 right quick. Deuteronomy chapter 1. One in verse 38.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 38. But Joshua, the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, he shall go in thither.
Right.
Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit.
So guess what? Joshua called the children of Israel to inherit, right? Meaning he was going to take them into the land of milk and honey, right? Read over. Read on.
Verse 39. Moreover, your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, and your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil.
So guess what? The Lord said that the reason why the Lord took the children, because those children was the same children that they have no understanding between the good and evil. That's why the Lord saved a lot. That's why it's going to be a lot of children saved now. If the Lord, they have no knowledge between good and evil. Think about that, man. That's heavy.
Yeah, coming up in the truth.
Coming up in this truth. It's heavy. I hope you brothers and sisters you understand it. He said those children that had no knowledge between good and evil. Read on.
They shall go in thither, and unto them will I give it, and they shall possess it. So
that's going into the land, right? The Lord gave him to the land, man. Man, I'm telling you something, man. Verse 39. I'm talking about, look, that mud heavier than the Chevy.
Yeah, that's what Joshua 5 said.
Right? That mud heavier than the mud. Right? The Lord said, moreover, your little ones, which said should be a prey, your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil. I'm gonna give you a little sidebar. This is what Christ was talking about. This is what Christ was talking about in Matthew chapter 18. Let's go there right quick. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 2. I'll give y'all a little inkling what this going into, man.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 2. And Yahweh shall call a little child unto him.
So Christ called a little child unto him, right? Read.
And set him in the midst of them.
Right, read.
And said, verily, I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Dang, that's tough.
God.
That's tough. Read.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child.
So the Lord, you see how when a child is humble to the point, not knowing the difference between good and evil, meaning that what? This child is all the way humble, ready to learn and be a sponge to anything that you direct them in the right path to go with. That's why they inherit the land, because they was able to be taught. That's why Joshua circumcised the foreskin, but Joshua also circumcised what? Their hearts. Joshua circumcised their hearts, that meaning that what? They was going to be taught the law, statutes, and commandments, and they was going to do them. Right? That's the same thing Christ is breaking down in a broader scale. Right? Verse 4 again.
Verse 4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is great in the kingdom of heaven.
Right? That's why the Lord called this. He said the same will be great in the kingdom of heaven. That's why the Lord said that, man. Right?
You want verse 5?
Verse 5.
And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me.
This is the reason why the Lord said, whoever see these little children gonna be receive me. Right? This is how you get a growth spurt in this truth, man. Right? These things is all about growth spurt, man, in the truth. Right? We got to when Paul said I die daily, Paul was literally killing off the old man to become what? A child of the Lord. Right? This is what we need to be doing. We need to be killing off. Let's kill this old man off to become the children of the Lord, man. Right? That's what we should be fighting to become. The children of the Lord instead of the children of the heathens. Right? We should be striving for that thing, man. Right? Let's go to Baruch chapter 1. Baruch chapter 1, man. Right? Baruch chapter 1. And start at verse 19.
The book of Baruch, chapter 1, verse 19. Since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt,
right,
to this present day.
He said, since the day that the Lord brought us out of the land of Egypt unto this present day. Think about what it's going into, man. Read it.
We have been disobedient.
The Lord said we've been disobedient, man. Read.
Unto the Lord our God.
Right, read.
And we have been negligent in not hearing his voice.
And so the Lord said we've been disobedient and we've been negligent to not hearing his voice. That's pretty tough, man. Mm-hmm. Right? And for you brothers and sisters, for y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something too. I'm tell y'all something. I know that we got the air conditioner blowing in that thing, but don't think the incense ain't blowing. I'm just throwing it out there to you, to them naysayers. Incense still going. It's still rocking. I want to put it so you can get that smoke. Right? So the Lord said, since the day he brought us out of Egypt until now, the Lord said, guess what? We have sinned against him, man. Right? Yeah. We ain't listened to him, right? Verse 20.
Verse 20. Wherefore the evils cleaved unto us.
So guess what? By us doing this, what clave unto us? The evils claved unto us. Meaning what? The curses. These curses claved unto us. Read.
Which the Lord appointed by Moses, his servant, at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt.
Right, read.
To give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day.
So guess what? That land is going to always be the land of milk and honey. But it have to be the land of milk and honey for who? For the children of Israel, not for the bastards that dwell in Ashdods.
God.
Right? It's going to always, that land going to always cleave to us because that land belongs to us. So when the rightful owners come back, that land going to yield much fruit again. Right? But read.
Verse 21. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our God.
All right.
According unto all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us.
So the Lord said we had been not listening to him. And we ain't listened to none of the prophets that he sent to us. Right, read.
But every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart.
So that's what the Lord had a problem with. Because we were following the imagination of our own wicked heart, man. Right, read.
To serve strange gods.
And that's what the Lord got mad at us because we were serving strange damn gods, man. Read.
And to do evil in the sight of the Lord our God.
You see how they go? That's why the Lord was mad at us, man. Right? The Lord was mad at us because we didn't listen. We was always about our own business, do our own thing. I'm going to do my own thing. I got my own shit going. The Lord was mad at that. We had our own wicked heart that mischief against the Lord, man. Right? The Lord was truly mad at us for doing it. Let me see something right quick. Watch this. Go to Numbers chapter 10. In verse 33.
Exodus 10 and 31.
Numbers chapter 10.
Numbers.
In verse 33. Man, I was cooking yesterday. I don't know if y'all know what type of person I am, but I like to cook. Boy, I wish I could show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that. Boy, I burnt the hell out of my arm. That sucker still kind of tender. Tender arm. He hood making jokes on the way over there. Talking about giving a burnt offering.
The book of Numbers, chapter 10, verse 33. And they departed from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey. And the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them in the 3 days' journey.
Right, read.
Searched out a resting place for them.
So this is the time when Moses was searching out a resting place for themselves, right? Right? Going into part of the wilderness, right? Read.
And the cloud of the Lord was upon them by day.
So get what? Not only did the Lord give us manna, right?
Yeah.
The Lord, or not only the Lord gave us manna, and He gave us manna, and what else He gave us?
Quail.
He gave us manna, He gave us quail. Now the Lord gave us a cloud by day. Right? Read.
Verse 34 from the top. And the cloud of the Lord was upon them by day.
When
they went out of the camp.
When we went out of the camp, read.
And it came to pass, when the ark set forward, that Moses said, Rise up, Lord, and let thy enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee.
Right, so guess what? He also, when we was traveling in the wilderness, Moses was praying the whole time to let our enemies be scattered. Meaning what? They weren't able to destroy us in the wilderness. The Lord had a protection around us in the wilderness. Man, we wasn't even they couldn't even mess with us, man. Man, that's how mighty the Lord is, man. Right? I'm talking about He had that cloud of protection around us, man. That look, and I wish they would step up, right? What it say? Like Martin say, punks jump up to get beat down, man. Right? But read.
Verse 36. And when it rested, He said, Return, O Lord, unto the many thousands of Israel.
So, every time the ark rested, the Lord put a cloud on us by day and fire by night, man, when we was traveling, man. Right? Chapter 11. But watch what happened, man.
The book of Numbers, chapter 11, verse 1. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it.
So, but guess what? All that the Lord keep doing for us, we turn around, keep on complaining, and the Lord keep getting pissed off, man.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
That's sad, ain't it, man?
Yeah, that's our people. That's how we is.
But that's the way this is the way our culture go. And I keep telling people the same way. It's no good way to do evil. Yeah. It's just not. It's just not a good way to do evil. Because the Lord always gonna hear it, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why we gotta cleave unto the Lord, man. We need Him. We need our God. We need Him. We need Him, man.
We need to be like Job and hold our peace.
All right, we need our God, man.
God.
We need our King, man. We need the Most High, and we need His Son. Right?
God.
Let's read.
11 from the top. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord.
So when the people complained, the Lord was pissed off at us for complaining, right?
God. And the Lord heard it.
And the Lord heard us complain. Read.
And His anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses. And when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched.
All right? So guess what? If it was not for us having a mediator, man, right? The Lord always put a mediator so he wouldn't destroy our asses, man. That's why we got to start trusting the men of the Lord, man. Because the Lord have always put a mediator out here so we won't be destroyed. Right? I'm talking about tender and delicate on, like I was saying, man. And you damn sure right, Dexter, like the Lord said, we wise to do evil, man. Right? Talking about we can tell we straight Israelites, man. I'm talking about Negroes won't let up, man. Right?
Verse 3.
So he said, Moses, the Lord said the Lord was hot, man. Moses prayed and the Lord forgave us. Man.
Can you imagine if Moses went out there with them, but it would have been done. It wouldn't have made it even out of Egypt. And all they could do was complain. That's crazy, bro.
But guess what? Our people don't understand. This just like, okay, Ezra asked, why didn't they just ask? I'm gonna tell you. Through captivity, we're not taught to ask the Lord nothing. We don't want to ask. No. We taught to get it out the damn mud, and that's not what the Lord told us to do. He don't want you to get it out the damn mud. He never told us to get it out, nothing out the damn mud. He said, no, lean not to your own understanding. God. Right? Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. God. It didn't say, get it out the mud. You can't find scripture say get it out the damn mud. God. The Lord mad about that thing, man.
They didn't ask because they knew they wasn't worthy because they was just sin.
Right? Same thing that let's go to Acts chapter 7. Same thing Stephen was breaking down, man. Going through the history. Right?
You want 44?
No, I want 37.
37? I just see Moses, man. All right, the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 37. This is that Moses, which said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren like unto me. Mm-hmm. Him shall ye hear.
Right? This is going into who? It's going into Christ, man. Right? That's Deuteronomy chapter 18. What he's quoting is Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15 through 18. Right? This is what he quoted. But read on.
Verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai.
Right? He said, this is he. Right? In the church of the wilderness, meaning Christ was in the church in the wilderness. Man, read.
And with our fathers, whom received the lively oracles to give unto us, to whom our fathers would not obey.
Guess what? He gave us straight commandments, and it said we would not obey. Let's get to a precept in Baruch right quick. Baruch chapter 2. We're going to start at verse. Start at verse 28.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 28. As thou spakest by the servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write thy law before the children of Israel, saying.
Right, so guess what? In that day, same thing that we read now in Acts chapter 7. How the Lord commanded Moses to give us the law, statutes, and commandments, man. He commanded Moses to give us these things, man. Right? Says saying what?
If ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter them.
Think about this. Right? Did this not happen?
That ain't a threat, that's a promise. Boy,
Right?
and that's crazy when people say they didn't talk to God and God talked to them. You say he talking to Moses. He like Moses.
Love
So
Moses.
you don't hear a sinner, so how you talk to him?
Boy, I'm talking about the Most High God love Moses, man.
Love him, boy.
But here it is, he talking everybody else more than he talking to Moses, man. Get your ass out of here, man. Right? So the Lord said, if we didn't listen, guess what? We didn't listen to Moses, we didn't listen to Christ. And the Lord's not even, guess what? He scattered us when Moses was after Moses died, but after Christ died, we got discontinued from our heritage.
God.
Think about this. When Moses, we were scattered. We still know who we were. But when Christ came, what happened? We didn't. When we got scattered after the Roman Greco captivity, we got discontinued from our heritage that the Lord gave us, man. That was prophesied in Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4, man. Right? That's why, man, there's people that going through scriptures to break these things down. This is why scriptures get so heavy, so because these things help us get grounded in the truth, man. Right? Let's go back to Acts chapter 7, man. We read verse 40 again.
The book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 40. Saying unto Aaron, make us gods.
So get what? When Moses went up there to Mount Sinai to go get the law, statutes, and commandments, we told Aaron to make us a damn golden damn calf, man. Which was wicked as hell, man. And y'all should know that precept. That's Exodus chapter 32 and verse 2. Right? Y'all should know that precept. That's Exodus chapter 32 and verse 2. 3, 4, 5, like that. Right?
For as for this, Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
So they built the golden calf because Moses went on Mount Sinai for 40 days and 40 nights. And we could not wait on the Lord for 40 days. Wow. Just think about it. We couldn't wait on the Lord for 40 days. Even though during those 40 days, guess what the Lord was doing the whole 40 days? He put the shade over us in the daytime with the cloud. He gave us manna to the full, and he gave us quail. All while Moses was in Mount Sinai. Right? He gave them all of this. Right? And they still turned around and was like, while Moses was gone, we were still receiving this.
That's crazy, bro.
We still received this. Right? This is why the Lord be kindled against us.
That's crazy, bro. You can't tell us that's not our people. They waited till you left to have a house party.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you. Right?
God.
Read on.
Verse 41. And they made a calf in those days and offered sacrifice unto the idol and rejoiced in the works of their own hands.
So guess what? That's why the Lord said the evils clave to us, because we did it. Those things, it's just like this, brothers and sisters. Whatever you put out into the world, this is what you'll receive back.
Yeah.
You'll receive that thing, man. You put out good, you'll get back good. You put out evil, you'll get back evil, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Verse 42. Then God turned and gave them up to worship the hosts of heaven.
Right, so the Lord gave them, so the Lord said, you know what? Go worship the moon and the stars. Go worship all these idols. If you want to do that, go worship those things. Right? Read.
As it is written in the book of the prophets, O ye house of Israel, have ye offered me slain beasts and sacrifices by the space of 40 years in the wilderness?
Right, read.
Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch. and the star of your God, Rembrandt.
That's the reason why, man. I know some people, they get into them stars, right? Some people even subscribe to the. We don't. Us at Battle Axe, we don't subscribe to the Star of David. We don't subscribe to that. We don't get into the star. We go a Mashiach Yahushua or the Lord. Simple as that. We keep it plain because we don't want to go kick against the pricks. Right? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 4 right quick. Which is why we keep it plain. Oh man, he got the Star of David. Okay. You better hope that is the Star of David. Shit. You better hope it is. This is what the Lord said. He gave us up to the host of heaven, to worship the host of heaven. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 19. And lest thou lift up thy eyes to the heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them,
right,
and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all the nations under the whole heaven.
So guess what? That's what the Lord did. He said, guess what? Y'all want to worship them? I'm going to divide all these gods in between y'all if y'all want to do that. Right? That's why the Lord was so pissed off. This is what Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13. Watch this. Go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13. We're going to start at verse 1. We're going to read down a little bit. But we're going back to Acts chapter 7 in a minute. This is what all these things is touching on, man.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature.
So guess what? It said the man's flesh is vain. So surely all men by nature are vain. I mean man and woman, right? Read.
Who are ignorant of God.
Who are ignorant of God, read.
And cannot out of the good things that are seen known him, that is neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
So guess what? The Lord said you want to worship them idols, you want to worship the moon, the stars, and all that. If you didn't consider the workmaster that made those things, you got to be out your mind. Worshiping a damn sun god, man. Or worship the god of Horus or whatever. You got to be out your mind. You better go look into the workmaster who made those things. Right? Read it.
Verse 2. But deemed either fire or wind, or the swift air, or the circle of the stars, or the violent water.
Right, read.
Or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
So guess what? The Lord said they deemed these things to be the governor of the world instead of the Most High God. Right? Read.
Verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is.
Right.
For the first author of beauty have created them.
Man, that's plain and simple. So if you take them to be gods, how much beautiful is the person that made it? Come on, man. You got to consider these things, man. This is what the Lord make it perfect to them, man. Right? Let's go back to Acts chapter 7. Why the Lord make it beautiful to them, man. Right? Read this.
The book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 40. Saying unto Aaron, make us gods to go before us as for Moses, which brought.
You went back, man. Because we was on verse 42.
Verse 42. Then God turned and gave them up to the worship of the host of heaven.
So this is what we was reading. This precept, Acts chapter 7, verse 42, precept with Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 19. It also precept with Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 and verse 3. Right? These were the things that the Lord, concerning what the Lord was talking about, how he said, when the Lord said, he said, then God turned and gave them to worship the host of heaven. Meaning the Lord gave them the moon, the stars, and all these things to worship because that's what the people wanted. Because guess what? The lights, they looked real pretty. It looked real. It looked real shiny. Guess what? This is when we start worshiping the host of heaven. We start worshiping these different things. Guess what happened? We went from that to what? Holidays. I will repeat. We went from worshiping stars and moons into holidays. I can prove it. Watch this. Go to Jeremiah chapter 10. This is how we went from worshiping moon and stars into holidays. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 10. We're going to go to verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Right, read.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
That's why the Lord said, don't learn the ways of the heathens. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
This is the same thing that he's touching on in Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 19. This is the same thing that he's touching on in Acts chapter 7 and verse 42. This is the same thing that he's touching on Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 and verse 3. That's why the Lord said, be not dismayed at the signs in heaven. Right? Why the Lord said don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven? Because guess what? It's going to explain to you who be dismayed. Meaning, guess what? You will give in to those things. So we went from, that's why the Lord said, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Because the signs of heaven, from the signs of heaven, we went from the signs of heaven to going into religions. Right? But watch it. Read on.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
It said the heathen are dismayed at them. So we went from being dismayed at the signs of heaven, going into all the hosts of heaven and the lights and the moons and the sun, to verse 3.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Right, read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen.
So we went from that to going to what? Christmases. This is going into, that's why I say it goes from one thing to the next. That's going from sin to sin. Right? Read.
With the axe, they deck it with silver and gold.
And the Lord said they deck it with silver and gold. Right? Read.
And fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
Right? Read on.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
So that the Lord said they upright as a palm tree, but they speak not. Read.
They must needs be born.
Meaning, guess what? If you cut it down at the forest, you got to pick it up and carry it into your house. Right? Read.
Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them. For they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Right? So guess what? If they can't do evil, how the hell they gonna do good? So you worshiping something that can't do nothing. Right? That's why the Lord was pissed off at us, man. Jeremiah was prophesying big on what we going through now. That's why people go, that's why we into all these damn religions now. We went from one custom to the next custom to the next custom. When the heathen seen that they can sway us either way they wanted to sway us, they continue to keep swaying us. Hey man, y'all run over here, get what all the niggas do. They'll run over there. Hey, y'all niggas run over here. Just run over there. Just like me and Captain Maccabee, we talk about this all the time. I mean, and some other captains, we talk about it too. We done talked about it. Why do y'all think every time people don't want to get in a cop car to go to jail? But what's the number one car in the world right now? The Dodge Charger and a Challenger. What do the police have? If that's not propaganda, guess what? Back when I was growing up, the number one car was a Chevy Impala. Guess what? All the Negroes wanted then. And guess what? And all of them was what? Cop cars. Because they can sway Negroes to do anything. How you think the number one car in the world is the Dodge Charger right now? And guess what? This is just a setup for you to get into a cop car to take your ass to jail.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, ain't it? Yeah. How they can set us up like that? We dismayed at this, man. Right? Because whatever master say is good. And that's crazy, man. Let's go back to Acts chapter 7, man. All right? That's crazy, man, how they do. And we are a nation that think everything that they say is the right way. And that's madness. This is straight madness. Acts chapter 7, we're going to verse 43.
In the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 43. Yea, you took up the tabernacle of Moloch, and the star of your god Rembrandt.
Yep.
Figures which ye made to worship them. And I will carry you away beyond Babylon.
So guess what? Same thing, how we made our children to pass through the fire, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 44. Our fathers had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness.
So our father had a tabernacle of witness. See how they say the tabernacle of witness? Because the Lord literally witnessed us do bull crap after bull crap. He literally witnessed against us on this, man. Right? Read.
As he had appointed, speaking unto Moses,
right,
that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen.
So guess what? To the fashion that Moses had seen, guess what? The Lord gave Moses a vision of what? How to make the tabernacle, how to make the Ark of the Covenant. Why you think it's so vivid when you can go back in the book of Acts and look at what Moses literally did, and it breaks down how all these things was made. The showbread table, guess what? The menorah, all these things is spoken. Guess what? Moses, these things is written down. You can go back and literally, if you follow that thing to the T, you can literally go make those things. If you have the resources. Right? You can go back and you can go back and do that, right? You can go back and see how those things was made. Right? Read.
Which also our fathers that came after brought in with Yahushua.
No, it's Jesus. Read on, watch what it say.
Okay. Which also our fathers had came after brought in with Jesus unto the possession of the Gentiles, whom God drave out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David.
So you know that's not Jesus. Who was that?
See the boy James.
No. Was Jesus there before David?
No.
Read verse 45. I want to see brothers catch that. It
says, which also our fathers that came after brought in with Jesus.
After Moses, they brought in Jesus. Who was this? This is Joshua. Right? In Acts chapter 45, Acts chapter 7, verse 45, this is not Yahushua, this is Joshua. Right? From the time of Joshua unto David, this is what it's explaining. Come on, Ezra. Read on.
Into the possession of the Gentiles, whom God drove out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David. So
into the days of David, we was born driving those heathens out, man, into our land, out of our land. Right? That's why it's pivotal that you make sure you catch that, because in Acts, guess what? Every time all scriptures in the New Testament is talking about Christ, it's not Christ. Some of these is Joshua. And this is one of them. Right? Verse 46.
Verse 46. Who found favor before God and desired to find a tabernacle for the God of Jacob.
Right?
But Solomon built him an house.
Guess what? David found favor, but Solomon built him a house. Right? Read.
Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
So, but howbeit, guess what? Even in the temple, the Most High God is not dwell by. He don't dwell in temple made by hands. Not our God, man. Read.
As saith the prophet, heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord? Or what is the place of my rest? Have not my hand made all these things?
Right. Let's get a little bit on verse 45. I want to speak on Joshua a little bit. Go to Sirach chapter 46 right quick. verse 45. I want to go on Joshua a little quick, a little bit.
Drop 46 and 45.
46. No, we're gonna start at verse 1.
So we go into chapter 46.
Chapter 46.
Okay.
And we're gonna start at verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 46, verse 1. Jesus, the son of Nah,
Right?
was valiant in the wars, and was the successor of Moses in the prophecies, who according to his name was made great for the saving of the elect of God.
So this was going. This was who?
Joshua.
This was Joshua. Right? This goes into Joshua. Read.
And taking vengeance of the enemies that rose up against them, that he might set Israel in their inheritance.
So guess what? That he was taking Israel what? To the promised land. Why do you think in Acts chapter 7 and verse 45 it said, which also your fathers came after, brought in with Joshua into possession of the Gentiles, whom God drave out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David. Right? Yeah. This precept right here is going into Acts chapter 7 and verse 45. Right? This is why it's saying it. Alright? You want to precept that back and forth. Right? Acts chapter 7 and verse 45, precept with Sirach chapter 46 and verse 1. Right? Precept it back and forth. Because this explains what this is going into. Right? We want to make sure, brothers and sisters, we learning something. Right? Well, let's read it.
Verse 2. How great glory got he, when he did lift up his hands and stretch out the sword against the cities.
Right, read.
Who before him so stood to it, for the Lord himself brought his enemies unto him.
So guess what? The Lord himself literally brought the enemies unto him. Why you think he went to the battle of Jericho? The battle of Ai, right? Joshua was a conqueror, man. Right? Even the Lord of hosts had to show itself unto Joshua, man. Right?
Yeah.
Read it.
Verse 4. Oh no, verse 4. Did not the sun go back by his means, and was not one day as long as two?
Meaning what? What happened?
When the Lord made the sun stay in the sky so they could keep fighting.
So the Lord made the sun stay in the sky. They had to hold Joshua's hand up.
But I thought that was when he did that with Moses.
I think that's with Joshua.
No, they had to hold Moses' arms up when we fought the Amaleks and they tried to drive us out of Egypt. But maybe he did it with Joshua as well. Because
I know, because he had pulled back the sun to make sure that we had to kill, was it the Philistines?
I want to say it was them. They go again.
See if you can find it. Yeah. He said, yeah, that was Moses. Watch this. I'm going to show you something too. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see.
Yeah, I got it here. That's when they fought against Gibeon. The 5 kings fought against Gibeon.
Watch this. Go to Joshua chapter 10 and verse 12.
Yeah, okay.
All right, go ahead.
The book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 12. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel.
That's the Amorites, Shalaki, brothers and sisters. Right, read on.
And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon.
Right, he said, stand thou still upon Gibeon, read.
And thou moon in the valley of Ajalon.
Right.
And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So that the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasted not to go down about the whole day. So
24 hours the sun stood still. But the holding up the hand, that was Moses. So I Salaki on there, brothers and sisters. But I knew the sun stood still. I just got the story wrong. That's why we had to go get it. Hey, the Bible said prove all things. We went through it. The source says the Bible right. Ding, ding, ding. The Most High right. Guess what? And every man's a liar. So, hey, all praise.
I'm about to say, well, Joshua had to kill a lot of people that to hold his hand up.
For real. But watch it, read on.
Verse 14. And there was no day like that before it or after it.
Right.
That the Lord hearkened unto the voice of man. For the Lord fought for Israel.
So the Lord fought for Israel, man. Right? Which, hey, we had to go to the source, man. Hey, all praises, man.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, man. Damn Amorites, man. Japanese, man. Lord say, get their ass.
Had to get them again.
All right. Let's go back to Sirach chapter 46 right quick, man. Sirach chapter 46. And we going to verse Ezekiel
4. Hey, you know what? So then we got to precept that then.
Yeah.
That Joshua too.
Yeah, that's in there.
12 and 13. All right. So now we're on verse 5.
Verse 5.
The book of Sirach, chapter 46, verse 5. He called upon the Most High Lord when the enemies pressed upon him on every side.
Right, read.
And the great Lord heard him.
And the great Lord heard him, read.
And with hailstones of mighty power, he made the battle to fall violently upon the nations. And in the descent of Beth Horon, he destroyed them that resisted, that the nations might know all their strength, because he fought in the sight of the Lord and followed the mighty one.
All right, because he followed the mighty one. Meaning, guess what? He followed the Most High God and his son. Right, read.
Verse 7. In the time of Moses also he did a work of mercy. He and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, in that they withstood the congregation and withheld the people from sin and appeased the wicked murmuring.
So guess what? He said, just like he explained what Joshua was doing, he said even in the time of Moses, guess what? When Moses was living, he did a great work with Caleb too. Right? This goes back into Numbers chapter 14, man. See if I can grab it right quick.
Number 14.
Numbers chapter 14. Let me see. In verse 6.
That's a move?
Yeah. Numbers chapter 14 and verse 6.
The book of Numbers, chapter 14 and verse 6. And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, I don't know if I'm saying that, Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes.
Right.
And they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, the land which we passed through to search it is exceedingly good land.
Right, read.
If the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us unto this land and give it us.
Right.
A land which floweth with milk and honey.
Read.
Only rebel ye not, only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of this land, for they are bread for us.
Right.
Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us, fear them not.
Right, so guess what? Joshua and Caleb, they came back and gave a good report. You got to think.
Oh, that's when they saw them so-called giants.
Yes.
And the people were acting all.
Yeah. When the people they was in fear. They was like, man, they didn't really want to go there, man. Right, because you got to think, they was murmuring, and so the Lord said, y'all murmuring. Y'all
giants, hell no.
The Lord said, y'all murmuring about them.
Telling you.
That's why we keep looking at the creature instead of the creator. And the Lord keep getting pissed off about that, man. Like what the hell? Why would y'all think that that's gonna last?
God.
Right? That's why the Lord said the Lord was mad at that, man. Watch
The
this.
Most High called them fools, just like how we use that slang nowadays when it's just an easy little target, but like them boys fools. You know what I'm saying?
Jump up to verse 2. 14 and verse 2.
14. The book of Numbers, chapter 14, verse 2. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses,
Right.
and against Aaron.
Right.
And the whole congregation said unto them, Would God that we had died in the land of Egypt? Or would God we had died in this wilderness?
So he asked, dang, was God gonna kill us in Egypt? Damn, was he gonna kill us in the wilderness? Right, read.
And wherefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return unto Egypt?
So get what? They was complaining, man.
That was that Sirach 2:1. That was the temptation right there.
That's right.
Come on.
That's what it's all about.
Come on.
That's why it was a wilderness of sin. Right?
Come on.
That's why it was a wilderness of sin. Right? Let's go back to Acts chapter 7.
And what was that precept that went with Numbers in Numbers 14 that we had? Wait, what?
That was verse 7.
Sirach 46 and 7.
Yeah. Man, as a matter of fact, let's go 2 Maccabees chapter 2.
2 Maccabees chapter 2?
Yeah. Start at verse 2 Maccabees chapter 2. Gonna start at verse
8.
Yeah, no. Gonna start at verse 2.
Okay, yeah. The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 2. And how that the prophet, having given them the law, charged them not to forget the commandments of the Lord.
Right, read.
And that they should not err in their minds.
Right, so the Lord charged Moses and all the rest of the prophets not to forget his laws and don't think in your mind. That's why I said lean not into your own understanding. Right? The Lord told us not to err in our minds. Right, read.
When they see images of silver and gold.
When you see images of silver and gold, don't be dismayed at those things. Right?
What with that ornament?
Right?
You put that Jeremiah in over there.
I know it's hard for you, like when you it's hard not to write those things down. Right? The
All
Lord.
lights come on at one time.
Right? Read on.
Verse 3. And with other such speeches exhorted he them, that the law should not depart from their hearts.
So he said, with other such speech exhort he them, that the law should not depart. That's why the Lord said, gather ourselves together, O nation not desired, man.
That's an 2:1.
Right? This is the reason why, you know, the Lord expecting us. Guess what? Just like Hebrews, 10 was at 20, 25? Goes into the same thing. Right? Read.
Verse 4. It was also contained in the same writing that the prophet, being warned of God, commanded the tabernacle and the ark to go with him as he went forth into the mountain where Moses climbed up and saw the heritage of God.
That goes into Numbers chapter 10, what we just read. Numbers chapter 10, was that verse 30, 33? Let me make sure I ain't butchering it.
Yeah, 10, 33 to 36. With the
that's Numbers chapter 10, verse 33 through 36. What we just got finished reading.
God. Verse 5. And when Jeremy came thither, he found an hollow cave, wherein he laid the tabernacle and the ark and the altar of incense, and so stopped the door.
So this is Jeremiah doing what?
Dragging that ark of the covenant up the mountain so they couldn't find
No,
him.
don't get all detailed. What is he doing?
He hid the tabernacle.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
He hid the tabernacle. He hid the ark.
God, how people trying to worship it, right?
Right?
God.
He hid it. He hid the ark. Everything can't be detailed. We gotta go straight to the point. Jeremiah hid the ark.
God.
What precept is it?
That's Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he dragged that mother up by
Let's see if we can get him. Let's see if we can stump Ehud tonight. Ooh, don't make me beat you to it. Cause I know where it's at.
I know.
Don't make me beat you to it. Oh man, I'm finna beat him. Oh man, I'm finna beat him. Oh man, I'm finna beat him. Ooh, you too far. Jeremiah chapter 3, man. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 16. This is Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 16.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 16. And it shall come to pass, when ye multiply and increase in the land, in those days, saith the Lord, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of the Lord, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done anymore.
Right, read this. He said, neither shall that be done anymore. Why? Because he hid that mud. That's why.
But isn't there a scripture that says he did it as well? Like verbatim? But that's when they were trying to lead the little rocks. And then he, you know what I'm saying, was able to hide it, and then the Lord wiped it away.
That's in Thank you. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Jeremiah 14 and 2. Okay. That man said Jermaine 14 and 2. No, it ain't. That's Judah morning, man. They said Judah morning. That's not it. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Y'all brothers and sisters been on me for drinking. Y'all said I drink a lot of water during the thing. That's why I ain't drink that much. But who cares? I'm gonna drink my water anyway. Sure is. They said, man, they be drinking water the whole time. They better be glad we ain't got no lemonade up here, man.
Well, we've been having at it.
Ooh, he can't find another one.
No, it said 3 and 16.
Ooh, he can't find another one.
No, it said,
let me see what you got.
Maccabees 2, 4 through 10.
Yeah, that's what we read now.
Oh. But that's when he had to bring that mother up there, but they was trying to be sneaky about it.
Why should just read, man? Let's read.
Verse 17.
No, we ain't on verse 17.
No, you don't want me to keep going to Jeremiah? You want me to go back to Maccabees?
We'll go back to Maccabees.
All right.
Go back to Maccabees chapter 2. For real, man. We showed killed it. Hey, man, it wasn't me by myself, man. He just ain't on camera. He was drinking that lemonade, too. So I'm finna tell on him, man.
Sure enough. Splash after splash.
I'm talking about splash after splash, man.
2 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 6. And some of those that followed him came to mark the way, but they could not find it. Which then Jeremy perceived, he blamed them, saying, as for that place, it shall be unknown until the time that God gather his people again together and receive them unto mercy.
So guess what? I'm trying to help you out. I gave you the 10, man. Come on with it. Yeah. God dang it. He like, man, don't you supposed to say that? I said, man, let's just go back.
I thought it was in Jeremiah.
Yeah. All praise.
Yeah.
Nigga know it's gonna read, right?
Yeah. I know I read that mother before.
Yeah. I like Berakaya. Me and Berakaya, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So the Lord said we're not gonna get the Ark of the Covenant back until when? Until the Lord redeem his people, man. All right. Let me see. Might give one more precept.
5 through 7.
All right, get one more precept, man. I'm gonna get one more.
And that's just like our people, boy. Leave a little, you know what I'm saying? Leave the door open for me. Can't backdoor the Lord, man. Got around there stumbling at noonday for them rocks.
Let me see.
Hallelujah.
No, for real.
A lot of people trying to worship the ark, boy. I tell you.
For real.
Well, hold on. What was that precept we just brought out last week when it was talking about people mourning the dead?
That's in Sabbath.
And yeah, I was like, that's crazy. Well, we can want to worship some things, don't we?
Is that 38?
Yeah, I gotta break that.
No, it's 41. Sirach 41. This what you talking about?
I'm looking to see. It ain't the strong. It wasn't the strong man class. But I remember we brought that mug out during the Monday class.
Anyway.
It might have been Sirach 41.
But anyway, man, what was it? Second Maccabees chapter 4? Chapter 2?
Yeah.
What we read?
Where's that verse?
7.
Yeah.
Read verse 8.
We didn't read verse 7.
Read verse 7. Yes, you did. Didn't you? Yes, you did.
Oh, okay.
But read it. We can read it again.
All right. The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 7. When Jeremy perceived, he blamed them, saying, as for that place, it shall be unknown until the time that God gather his people again together.
You see how we read it?
Yep, did. And receive them unto mercy.
Uh-huh.
Then shall the Lord shew them these things.
Right.
And the glory of the Lord shall appear, and the cloud also, as it was shewed under Moses.
Right.
And as when Solomon desired that the place might be honorably sanctified.
So the same place that the Lord appeared unto Moses in the cloud, Solomon sanctifies that place. Damn, that's tough.
That was that temple, right?
Yes.
So the same area they was in the wilderness, the Most High brought them back to them. Solomon built the temple right on there. Man, take off your shoes, man.
Take them damn shoes off, man. Right?
Standing on holy ground, bro.
But man, these things is heavy, man.
That's powerful right there, bro.
It's heavy.
Yeah,
That's why it's pivotal, man. Just like us keeping the commandments, this is a pivotal thing. These things is a real thing.
Yeah.
I know that when you peel back the layer, you like, damn. It's just one thing after another, man.
Yeah.
Right? But all these things is a reflection back for the children of Israel. Guess what? Not just to see the wickedness of our children of Israel, but we reflect back to look at it like, damn. The Lord was doing a lot of stuff while we was rebelling. The Lord was working the whole time, man. Right?
Lord ain't gonna take his hand off the plowshare.
Man, I'm talking about will not. The Lord will not take his hand off the plowshare. We are the ones that take our hands off the plowshare, not the Lord. Right? We are the ones that take our hand off that damn plowshare, man. It was something I wanted to. It was something I wanted to get.
My bad. I was trying to throw you off.
Damn, it was something I wanted to get. I forgot what I wanted to get. Watch this, though. I think we can catch it right here. Let me see here. Go to Nehemiah. Go to Nehemiah. Nehemiah, yeah. Nehemiah. Go to Nehemiah. We're going to Nehemiah chapter. Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 8. Ooh, he can't find it. My Nehemiah school back too. He ain't been in there. Ugh, his tab done fell off. He can't even find it. That's why it's them tabs. You depending on that mug. Bro, right there.
I know it's right there. I'm trying to get that mug.
That man depending on his tab.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You can't depend on them tabs, man. Them tabs will mess you up. I used to be depending on them tabs. Man, I had to take that. I got a whole nother Bible, man, so I wanted to be depending on them tabs, man. I can't do that tab thing, man.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 8. So they read in the law of God distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading.
Right. So guess what? This is Nehemiah reading to the children of Israel, right? And caused them to read in the book of the law distinctly. He said distinctly read.
You get that 10 and 29 or that 8 and 1?
Now read.
Verse 9. And Nehemiah, which is the Tirhatha, and Ezra, the priest, the scribe.
So Ezra was a priest and a scribe. Make sure you brothers write that down. Ezra is a priest and a scribe. Why do you think the Lord dealt with Ezra? Because Ezra was a priest and a scribe. This is a lot of history that brothers should be able to have. Meaning what? If Ezra was a priest and a scribe, what was Ezra? Let me see if you catch it. A Levite. Right, read.
And the Levites that taught the people said unto all the people, this day is holy unto the Lord your God.
What day was he talking about? Let me see if y'all know what he was talking about.
The Sabbath.
The Sabbath damn day. I just wanted to see. Like, I just wanted to really see. Because some people be like, I don't know, man. I don't know what day it said.
Mourn not, nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the law.
So guess what? And all the people wept when they heard the word of the law, man. Right? Read.
Then he said unto them, go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared.
Right, read.
For this day is holy unto our Lord.
Right, read.
Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. Wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
So that proves right there that the Sabbath is a feast day and a holy convocation. But you told them to get them to go places. You know what I'm saying? Send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared. The sick and shut in. You know what I'm saying?
But what else also is seen?
Well, of course, this day is holy unto the Lord. Neither be sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Right, meaning what?
Don't take displeasure in the Sabbath, but joy of it, because
you should be. That's right. That's right, brothers and sisters. Be happy it's a Sabbath day, man. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be having a good time on the Sabbath, man. We're supposed to be delighted that it's a Sabbath day. Right? Watch this. Read on.
Verse 11. So the Levites stilled all the people, saying, hold your peace, for the day is holy, neither be ye grieved.
So the Lord, guess what? It said, hey. So when you send people out of order on the Sabbath day, hey, hold your peace, my brother. I know you ain't getting wild like that. Guess what? families, they get to argue and do all that. Hold your peace. It's a Sabbath day. Relax. Relax. All right? These laws. This is a law that they giving out. Don't think that it's not a law because we just read in verse 9.
You know what? That law is true because you're not supposed to have no kind of grimace or no kind of altercations on the Sabbath.
That's right.
That's what they was telling them. Hold your peace.
Like, that's what the same thing Isaiah chapter 58 is saying, man. Right? These things right here, like, this is why it's easy for you to precept your Bible, man. Because the Lord give us clear understanding of what we supposed to be doing, man.
Plain upon table.
Right? Verse 12.
Verse 12. And all the people went their way to eat and to drink and to send portions and to make great mirth because they had understood the words that were declared unto them.
So guess what? They understood the word that were declared unto them. Why? Because they was trying to keep the Lord's Sabbath day. Right? These is the things that like you say, being in the truth. This is what it's about. The children of Israel to learn, man. Right? That's why when you speak on the portion of the children of the wilderness, we are the children of the wilderness. Right? We the same portion of what the Lord is saying, man. Right? We the same rebellious people. We the same people that don't want to listen to the Lord. We the same ones. We the same people the Lord is still killing off. Why you think the Lord is still killing us? Just trying to give brothers and sisters something to meditate on, man.
Give people a chance to wake up, pay attention.
Why you think the Lord, some people just not fit to be here, man. And the Lord see that plainly. But sometimes we can't see it. Not my baby. Not my baby.
Yeah, your baby.
Yeah, your baby. Yeah, my baby. Yeah, his baby. Yeah, her baby. Sometimes they not fit to be here, man. Hey. We can't do but pray for our people, man, and just hope, man, that the Lord's going to keep sparing them, man. Right? That they can repent. That's why the Lord said we got to come back as little children, man. Right?
Yeah.
The Lord said we got to come back as little children. Be circumcised in heart and in ears and in mind. Right?
That's true. Them children are going to have a whole, they'll slap each other down and be playing 10 minutes later. So we got to be like that, have a forgiving heart.
Right?
And that's you know what? That's that fruit of the Spirit.
That's what fruits of the Spirit.
Being meek.
That's what children. That's what children do.
Yeah, they long suffering like a mother.
That's what children do. Yeah. Why the Lord said we got to come back as being the children.
Oh, praise the Lord.
Right? Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in, man. Y'all like and share the video. Help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth.
Yeah.
Glad you brothers and sisters tuned in, man. Hey, I ignored the scoffers today.
What scoffer? Who's scoffer?
It was some early.
Oh, yeah, that Cam dude?
Yeah. Said resist the devil and he'll flee.
Yeah.
Right? Resist the devil, he'll flee. Glad you brothers and sisters tuning in. Let's read that. I like that Nehemiah chapter 8 and 8 again, man. Let's go back to Nehemiah chapter 8. Nehemiah chapter 8.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 8. So they read in the book in the law of God distinctly. Distinctly read. And gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
So guess what? It gave the sense of what the Bible was saying. This is why we break down scriptures, because we the one that have to give the sense of the understanding of the scriptures, right? Read.
Verse 9. And Nehemiah, which is the Tershatha, and Ezra, the priest, the scribe, and the Levites that taught the people, said unto all the people, this day is holy unto the Lord your God. Mourn not, nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. Right? So all the people start crying when they heard the words of the law. Right? Read. Then he said unto them, go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet, and send portions unto them for whom nothing is prepared.
Right, read.
For this day is holy unto our Lord. Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength.
So guess what, man? That's why we got the Sabbath, man. And the Lord said the joy of our Lord is our strength. Meaning what? The words of the Lord is our law, statutes, and commandments, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Y'all like, share the video. No, I ain't repeat myself. This ain't stuck. I'm just messing around. But like you say, man, thank you, brothers and sisters, for walking with us with those scriptures today. Hey, man, all praise to the Most High, you brothers and sisters, man. Y'all have a good day, man. Good work week, man. And hey, come for you, brothers and sisters, tuning in, man. And with that, we give our honor and praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Captain Officer Berakaya, after class, give me a call. Officer Berakaya. With that, we say shalom.
Shalom.